Hello, and welcome to another episode of Pint Time with Backpacker Mike. And yes, you noticed that is South Korean. And this is from Descending Tiger Brewing Company from South Korea. And it is Bumpyo whatever ale. And it comes in at 4%, I believe it is. No, 4.5%. 4.5% on the Richter scale. So why am I trying a South Korean beer? That's because today's episode 240 is about traveling to South Korea and backpacking through South Korea. So I'm going to get into that a little bit for you guys, and I will try this beer right after that. So I'm going to do a series of 4 or 5 TikToks after this, probably 4 more after this one. And I'm going to give you little snippets about how cheap it is to travel South Korea. Now, I was a little bit taken back because I thought South Korea was going to be a little bit cheaper, but it's fairly comparable to, say, Japan probably. But it's still fairly easy to travel to on a budget, and you can still have an amazing time while you're there. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a background. Like, South Korea is only about the size of a state here in the United States, like, say, the state of Indiana or something. It's only about that size, so it's real small. But it packs a lot of culture and tradition and history and all kinds of cool stuff, and an amazing street food scene there in South Korea, especially in, like, Seoul. The capital city, which I didn't realize, but Seoul, the capital city of South Korea, is the 4th largest metropolitan area in the world. Who would have thought? Seoul. Why is that? Because there's over 50 million people. 50 million people live in the city of Seoul. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. I'm going to give you some budgets real quick. A backpacker budget, like myself, is about 75,000 Korean won, which we get 1,380 Korean won for $1 US. So you're looking at about $54 a day budget. And on this budget, you can stay in a hostel dorm. You could cook most of your meals at the hostel there, but you can also eat street food. You can get street food in South Korea for like $1 to $2 US. You can also use public transit, which I always used everywhere I traveled, or I walked like this when I was walking on the Camino through Spain. Also, you can do free activities like museums, hiking through the parks. They have something like 22 national parks there, but I'll get into a few things that you can do. Also, you can do on a mid-range budget, and the mid-range budget is about 135,000 Korean won, or about $97 to $100 a day, which is about what I traveled on, off and on. But on this budget, you can stay in a private Airbnb. You can also stay in a cheap hotel. You can eat out more often at, say, sit-down restaurants and not necessarily street food. You can enjoy a few drinks, visit some museums, and do some food tours, which the food tours look amazing. They cost about $50. I'll get into the food tours possibly in another TikTok. But right now, that's your introduction to South Korea. And I'm going to try this South Korean ale. It is just a basic ale, 4.5%. Here we go. Cheers, prost, sláinte, and skål for my Nordic friends. You know who you are. Oh my God. This is literally probably one of the best basic ales I have ever had. It's wheat and barley, obviously, so you get that earthiness in there, but you also get this really kind of interesting sweetness that kind of goes with it. It's like you get that sweet, then you get that earthy, and then you get a slight bit of bitterness from the hops at the end. It is a delicious. I've never had a South Korean beer before, and this South Korean ale is amazing. And I actually found these in a foreign grocery store or foreign market or whatever in Orlando, Florida, when I was there a few weeks ago, and I've been holding on to them. But this is amazing. Oh my God. Descending Tiger Brewing Company. This is a 10. This is a 10. Amazing ale. Just for a basic ale, amazing. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on Pint Time. I truly appreciate it. And as always, peace, love, and let's continue to experience this beautiful world together. And I'll see you guys next time on Pint Time with Backpacker Mike. And let's talk about South Korea. Who would have thought? It was on my bucket list and I didn't make it. Why? Because I got a flight to Australia. Like, how do you pick? Australia, South Korea, Japan? I don't know. I picked Australia because my mate Mike was there and he was going to host me and he was going to travel me all around Australia. I'll have to talk about that one day. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Peace.